Look at that. Kamala Harris winning New York as well. Because remember, till now we were telling you about New Jersey. That's what it appeared to be. But it looks like is NYC going to go with Kamala Harris. And that, remember, could actually decide of how it's not just about the election results, but these are some of the key states, key constituencies, and what they say, where the influence is. Rohit, I'll take that to you. New Jersey, New York, why is the reason, do you think, that it's showing that Kamala Harris could be leading, winning from there?
Well, pretty simple, Pooja. Diverse people, diverse community, progressive values. People, live in those states, do not really believe in the platform that's the MAGA platform. We've seen again and again, even in 2016, New York and New Jersey went to Hillary Clinton. So no real big surprise there. I think it's the cultural thing, Pooja. I think, America is such a divided nation. You go from one state to the other and everything changes, not only the geography, the mentality, the culture, the way of thinking. And I think that's reflective of these red and blue states. The important thing to keep in mind is, there were a lot of people in New York also saying, Pooja, that they're voting for Trump. But then, look, these projections are coming in. I'll again cautiously say these are not official results. The networks are calling this, AP, Reuters are calling these based on the data that they have from exit polls, plus based on the data from previous elections. But Kamala was supposed to win these states, a very blue state, people who believe in welcoming immigrants, people who believe in women's rights, people who believe in making sure that there's no discrimination based on gender, and as such. So those are the progressive values that people in New York and New Jersey and some of those other states that she's won believe in. And so they would probably, yes, there are the outliers in New Jersey and New York who would have voted for Donald Trump. But when, push come to shove and people actually show up to polls, early ballots and all that, I think the Democrats had a good ground game, and that's why we're seeing expected results. So no surprise, okay. Not a big takeaway from this. It will make the Kamala campaign more happier that she's winning in the state that she's supposed to win.
I feel like both of them are going to have their moments of highs and lows right now, watching all these projections, early trends and leads. Rohit, any information right now? Where is Donald Trump? What is he up to? Where is Kamala Harris? I'm sure they are tuned in, glued. There's no sleeping tonight for any of those who've been a full-on part of this election season. So tell us if any idea, if any information that you've been able to gather. Where are these teams? Where are these leaders? Go ahead.
He is in his home in Mar-a-Lago. He's watching results. He's with his family. I saw something that I can share it on air. There are, apart from so many businesses that he has, he also has, Trump wine and Trump champagne. So I was sent a picture by somebody that said these are waiting to be popped, meaning, he's waiting on this election results to come in so he can celebrate with his family, and he'll go to the convention center to address the people. Vice President Kamala Harris is at her residence in Washington, D.C. She's going to be coming here where I am right now at her watch party. You probably see a lot of people going to the watch party, but it's pretty loud, and that's why I've had to move away from that. But that's where Kamala Harris is. She's watching all these results. And I must tell you, Pooja, what I was trying to tell you at that point in time is a lot of people recognize India today and have smiled as they're walking, in to the watch party. And there was a lady was just telling me that how she would be reached. She's going to India next week. And she just told me that she really wants Kamala Harris to win tonight so that when she goes to India, she can visit the land of her president. So, emotions coming out, a lot of people happily right now. But we'll have to wait and watch what the mood looks like after a few hours as those swing state results starts coming in, Pooja.
The United States of America ready for the first woman president, and if that happens, that's not just about being a woman, remember, an immigrant woman who's made America her home, and that also, I think, signifies perhaps, is America ready for that, or will they go back to Donald Trump? Illinois is one of the states where Kamala Harris, for now, is showing the lead. That's the reason it's called blue and it's red. Blue goes for those who are the Democrats or supporters of those parties. and Kamala Harris. And look at the margin. What I'm noticing is for the red that if Trump is winning, Kamala Harris is also almost, it's close behind. However, for the blue states, the lead that Kamala Harris is taking is absolutely massive. 60.9. These are the early trends and projections that are coming in. 60.9 for Illinois, where, remember, Chicago, Springfield, these are important cities as well. And therefore, Donald Trump is only at about 38%. There's also Robert Kennedy Jr. Remember, this is where he himself had said, Robert Kennedy Jr. had said in that video about 2 days ago, don't vote for me. Vote for Donald Trump. Let's have a decisive victory. Let's look at another state as well. The Mississippi is very important. Mississippi, remember, has been a historical state. The whole history of Civil War, the South, all of that has played a huge, crucial role when we mention Mississippi. And that has been red for a reason. Donald Trump, according to leads and projections, 55.2%. That's absolutely over halfway mark. Kamala Harris still close behind at about 42%. And Mississippi, remember, with regard to the colors, race, all of that, gender included, has been a big point of discourse. So what is it looking like? This is for now. Remember, this is only going to, over the next few hours, possibly change, but if there's a massive lead that has been taken, that will follow. Rohit, stay on with me. And like Rohit was mentioning, remember, if it's laddus for India elections, it is champagne for America. But wisdom will tell you, don't eat or pop either till the election results are final and announced. Let's listen in to some of the close friends and allies. If it is going to be Kamala Harris, what is the excitement like? What is the sentiment like on the ground? We have some reactions coming in.
How are you feeling right now? You know, election is almost about to, the polls are about to close. What are you picking up? How are you feeling right now?
Jubilant. Absolutely jubilant. The air is pregnant with all types of possibilities, and it is going to happen tonight. I think we're going to see the glass ceiling shattered into a million pieces, and I'm just honored to be able to be here to witness it.
And, you're wearing white. I observed that. This is a symbol of, I should say, women empowerment and everything else. Ma'am, how are you feeling? You think she can, pull this off? It's a very close race.
I think she can pull it off because I think that people like her message of unity. She shows strength. She shows knowledge. She's very intelligent. And she wants to unite. No one wants a lot of strife in the world. We're going to have differences of opinion, but you work together. You collaborate in our country and around the world. So I'm very glad that you're doing this coverage in India.
Okay. Ma'am, have you met Kamala Harris?
I have. I was here when Kamala Harris was here as a student. I admired her. I looked up to her, especially her leadership and her presence on campus.
What can you tell us about, her years at Howard University? How was she as somebody who was just a student here then? Back then, we've heard that she was very bright back then too.
She was very bright, and it's really no different than what you see today. She was a leader here on campus. She set an example for younger students like myself to follow. So she's really no different than what she is today.
Thank you. And ma'am, one last question to you. What would this win mean for women of color in America and also across the globe, if you want to tell us that? Share your thoughts if she wins. What would that do to, women empowerment, especially in America?
First of all, representation matters. That means all little girls of color anywhere can know that they can be a leader of the free world, one of the most powerful nations in the world. She could be a leader. It's just going to be exciting to see her lead. We've had men. Let's see what this woman can do leading our country.
So whether Donald Trump's return amid all the cases, controversy against him, or Kamala Harris's victory as possibly the first woman president and that of color, either way, it's going to be history for the USA, and whoever wins will decide the alliances they want to forge with other nations, including India. Donald Trump, at least in what is traditionally the red state or the conservative vote base, it shows that he's definitely winning, at least in those traditional routes. Look at that. We're looking at Ohio, Texas, and Texas is very important, remember. It's the southern state, the southern belt, so to say. The North and South Dakota states also are showing Donald Trump winning these areas. But also Mississippi, Nebraska, these are important because this has been a traditional route. That means despite the campaigning by Kamala Harris or the Democrats, it hasn't changed much for the states here. But Kamala Harris, where diversity, immigrant population, the Hollywood, so to say, all of that, and the big cities. New York, is where Kamala Harris is, at least for now, what the early trends are showing is winning in these states. And also, we are told Colorado, where Kamala Harris, the Democrats, the states that are turning blue. Early lead is showing that Trump is ahead also with 177 electoral votes. Kamala is, for now, at least with 99 votes, is lacking behind. So this is what is it looking like. We'll be tracking all the latest on that. Fascinating, isn't it? One country, and United States of America, and yet the kind of diversity, difference of opinions, and the voting that we have seen in one nation. Let's take a look then. Like I've been mentioning, it appears that in Texas, for example, that's where Donald Trump is showing. Look at that. If I zoom this for you, and Texas, look at this, is looking for Donald Trump. Now, these are what the early trends and leads are that are showing, projections that are coming in. 54.2% for Donald Trump has traditionally been a conservative red belt, so to say, and Kamala Harris is at about 44.7%. Now, that's not far behind either. So, for now, it does look like that Donald Trump winning this election, but again, like our colleagues have been saying, for states in the USA, it's not just about votes and counting that happens here in India. There is an electoral college, those votes matter. Then there is the Senate support also that you need. So it's a multi-layer, multi-phase election that happens in the USA. Look at that. For now, what is it looking like according to how we have prepared this for you? Primarily, it's showing the conservative opinion is winning toward the red. It signifies, which means possibly Donald Trump. But we'll also wait and see. Let's go across to New York. That has gone the blue way. It's the big city for the USA. That's where the immigrant population or the diversity, so to say, has been. And that's where in New York, who appears to be going ahead for now, according to our information, that's where Kamala Harris has managed the lead as well. So we'll be tracking all the latest on that. If New York decides to go blue, and if it's Texas going red, what is the USA in unison deciding who will lead them, and possibly then the decisions of deals and more with India and other countries?